Okay, this is going to give you instructions on how to post to the blog for the class. What you first need to do is open up a browser, and you will see up in your address bar, you need to type in cop15.us, cop15.us/wp-login.php. I should have given you a username. If you don't have one, ask me. As well as a password. When I generate a username, it automatically sends you a password to your email. So you go to the login screen, type in your username. I'm going to use guest here, and the password, and then hit login. And it should load, and here you go. This is the dashboard. To put in a new post, basically look into the left hand side of your screen. This over here may be minimized. So if you go to posts and you click the little arrow pointing down, it will give you a little menu. You can either edit posts that you've done before. If you hit edit, it brings up all the posts on the site. You probably cannot edit a post that you didn't write. This tells you all the posts that have been uploaded. But if you want to add a new one, so if for instance you have to go back and change something, you can hit edit here and go and modify it. Well, let's say you want to add a new post. Click add new, and it'll bring up this box. Up at the top here, of course, goes the title. So I'm going to type in a title. It says test post. And here's where you put in the text for your post. It's got pretty basic formatting here. All you really need to do is just type in what you want to put. So you can either compose the post, in Microsoft Word or some other word processing software, and then just cut and paste it into this box, or you can compose it straight into this box. I'm just going to put in a couple lines of text about climate change talks in Copenhagen. They are going quite well. And so you just type it in like you normally would. You can hit enter to give you a new paragraph. And I'm just typing it in. You may notice with this software, it actually is saving the draft simultaneously as you're typing. But if you're concerned you don't want to lose what you've typed in, you can go over here to the right, hit save draft, and it should be saving it. Post updated, view post. There we are. Now here's a couple things to keep in mind. One nice thing about the website is the ability to put in hyperlinks to outside websites. So if you're referencing an article, if you are doing a post that's looking at video or something from the UN site, you can insert a link, a hyperlink into the text. So let's say that I'm going to open up another tab here on my browser and put in the UN site. So I've got this tab open in the browser, and let's say I'm referencing something that happened at Ban Ki-moon's summit. I just clicked on that. It opened it up in a new tab. And so here's the URL for Ban Ki-moon's summit. So I'm going to go back to my post. I'm going to put something in here. They follow. Earlier in the year, Secretary General Ban Ki-moon held a summit for world leaders on climate change. So when you're referencing something like this, you can put it in a hypertext. So let's say I want to highlight, give people the ability to go to the summit website. What I'll do is I'll go back to this website. I'll go up and I will select the address bar here. And you can see that the URL is selected. You go to edit and you copy that. Now I'm going to go back to my post in this tab. I'm using Firefox. If you use Internet Explorer, I think the newest version has tabs. But you kind of keep everything in one application. So you go back to the post, and earlier in the year, Secretary General Ban Ki-moon held a summit. And so I'm going to highlight summit, so when people read this, if they want to go back and take a look at that website where the summit is, they can just click on here. You'll notice when I select this that right here, these two blacked out buttons become active. And you can see here this little chain. That means to insert a link into the text where it says summit. So I'm going to click on this, insert link. This little box will pop up. I'll say insert and edit link. I'm just going to hit Control V, which means paste. Remember, I copied the address just a second ago. You can leave this target blank. You can leave everything else blank, basically. I've pasted this in. Now I'm going to hit insert. And you can see that now there is a link that once we publish the post, it'll go straight to that link on the site. So I'm going to save the draft. It's always nice to save it once you've done something like this. It takes a second to reload. Okay, this draft is saved. So this is the way you insert text. We can also insert video or images. It's a little trickier, and if you have an image, you should talk to me first. I'll probably try and create another screencast like this to give you a sense of how to do that. Let's say I've finished this post and I want to publish it. If you go over here, we can preview it to see what it looks like. So it's often good to preview it first just to check it out. Hit preview, and this actually opened up another tab in my browser. So this is what the preview looks like. This page view for the post. You can see here's that link I created, and everything else is the same. You'll notice here that it says uncategorized by guest. I'm guest as the author, but one nice thing about this is that we can categorize it. I went back to the original post after previewing it. I'm going to close out that old tab. Right here I've put together a bunch of different categories. By default, the post says uncategorized. And basically what this category will allow is if someone clicks on one of the categories, it'll bring up all the posts that deal with that particular category. So use your judgment in putting a category on this. I'm going to put on COP15 or Copenhagen, since I kind of talk about Copenhagen. COP15, of course, are the negotiations. I don't have a category for Ban Ki-moon, so we'll ignore that. But you can add a tag, which is kind of like a category. They're just not listed on the website. So you could put, Ban Ki-moon, add it as a tag. There are also other tags. And if you click on this, it'll show you tags that are also used. So I actually have COP15 as a tag as well as a category. So if you want, you could put that as a tag, and I clicked it and it showed up right here. There's nothing else really that might be relevant for this. So let's say I've got all of this, I've got the tags, I've got the categories all set. You can basically leave all this stuff blank down here, and you might want to save the draft again. And when you're ready to publish, you just basically hit publish, and it'll come up with, and it'll basically say post published. I'm not going to publish this since this is a test, but once you hit that publish button, you're done, and you can go and log out, and it'll say you're now logged out. You can go click back up here to go to the site. So that's how you put in a post. If you have any questions, let me know.